You need to give them an opportunity to show you who they truly are, not making them walk the path or fit into the mold of the people who have left your life. They are not them. That man you're dating now is not your dad. He's not your ex. That girl who's trying to be your friend is not that girl who bullied you. You need to give people the room to be who they are, but sometimes that lens can be so hard to let go of because we haven't healed. Hey sis, it's Courtney and I'm back again with that little bit extra on TMS Plus. Today we are going to be talking about 3 red flags that you are showing to the people in your life. Yes, you. Oh, don't run away. Where? Don't go anywhere. No, stay right. We're talking about you. A lot of the sisters seem to enjoy the 10 red flags that he may be showing you episode that we posted a few days ago. However, it's really easy to identify when people in your life are misbehaving and not notice when you are not living up to your best potential or are even showing some toxic traits. And so today we are going to be talking about 3 points of self-reflection that you can take note of so that you can really flourish in your relationships and know that you're showing up as your best self. If you haven't already caught the 10 red flags episode that I'm referring to, I'm going to put it in the iCards above because those red flags can actually be applied to anybody in your life, whether it be a friend or a family member. So definitely go and check it out. And it can also be applied to you. If you've noticed anything within yourself that is on that list, just own it, work on it. And that's what we're here for. You guys already know we're all for holding the sisters accountable. So let's get into these 3 red flags. Number 1, you don't communicate, you assume. You can ask anyone and they'll tell you one of the keys to having a healthy, successful, and flourishing relationship of any kind, whether it be platonic, romantic, familial, or even professional, is communication. Improve your communication skills and stop assuming that people understand what it is you need. Stop assuming that people understand what it is you feel. I know in our lives we want to believe that the people around us just know us enough to know what we're thinking and feeling, and that could be possible, especially the longer people have known you or been in relationship with you and the more intimate they are with you. However, people are not mind readers. They don't know exactly what it is that you need. They don't know exactly what it is that you feel. They don't know that what they did that time hurt you, or they may not know. Most times they don't know. They don't know that what they did or what they said hurt you or made you feel a kind of way. People need you to communicate effectively, and not everything needs to be a confrontation, but you do need to work on effectively communicating and identifying what your thoughts, feelings, desires, and needs are from your relationships. And in order to do that, you need to know yourself. Key word throughout this whole video is going to be self-awareness. Not only should you identify whether you're showing these red flags, but also take time, sis, to get to know yourself, get to know your needs. The needs that you have now may not even be the same needs that you had last year. We're constantly evolving and changing as people. And so identifying what it is you need and knowing how to communicate that to people is really important. Another key element to this is when you communicate, you give people the opportunity to say whether they want to live up to what it is you're laying out. What I mean by this is sometimes we put burdens and expectations of people who do not want to carry them, and not knowing that they don't want to carry them can lead to disappointment for us. For example, a really easy one, you may want people to contact you every day. You may be one of those people who just cannot imagine going a day without talking to your romantic partner or even talking to your best friend. However, if you do not explain that expectation, if you do not communicate that need, your friend or your partner may not be doing that, not because they don't love you, but because they don't know you need it. Also, you haven't given them the room to say whether they can or cannot show up for you in that way. Because sometimes you're going to express that this is what I need, and the reality is not everyone is going to be able to show up for you that way, especially not in that moment. For example, with myself, if you were my friend and you needed me to talk to you every single day, it would take me a while to adjust, because for me, I'm not attached to my phone like that. I am a really bad texter. And I would need you to give me the room and the grace to be able to show up for you better, show up in the way you need, but I'd also need you to be understanding. I would need you to be patient. I would need you to give me grace when I fail, but also I would need you to compromise. All of these come with communication. We would need to talk this out over the long term in order for me to show up for you better and for you to feel loved and communicated with. However, if you do not communicate these things from the offset, you can often set people up for failure. And be willing to compromise in a way that sits well with you, but also allows you to love people in the way that they need, because communication is two ways. You can't just be spewing out, this is what I need, this is what I think, this is what I feel, and not allowing people to do that to you and giving people the room to also be honest and vulnerable and communicate effectively with you. So give people the grace, the room, the patience to be able to evolve into loving you right. Number 2, lacking compassion. Let's get into it. So, the story of your life has been filled with many characters and many events that have shaped the person that you are right now. You also have your own unique goals and your own set of pressures that you feel from different angles of this human experience. And those things inform your decisions and your behavior. But listen, sis, every single person walking on this planet and every single person in your life has that too. There's this term called sonder. It's the awareness that actually other people around you are living their own lives and living their own story and have a whole world that is completely different to yours. Whilst you are the main character in your story, they are also the main character in their story, and you're just an extra, or they don't care about you at all. Every single person's decisions and behavior are shaped by the story of their own life, from the moment that they were born or even in the womb, all the way till now. Their history, their ancestry, their culture, all of it is shaped by the fact that they are living their own story, feeling their own pressures, and trying to live and navigate their own path. Sometimes when we lack compassion, empathy, or awareness of this fact, we can sometimes center ourselves in the decisions that other people make. We think that everything that they are doing is because of us. Whether they are acting right or acting badly, we believe it to be a reflection of our part that we are playing in their lives. And this is even worse if you are prone to overthinking. A really important thing to do is decenter yourself from the life of other people. I know we talk here even about main character energy, and loads of people are talking about it, but you're the main character in your life. And only in your life. Everyone else is their own main character too, which means that everybody else is living out their story. And so most times it's not all about you. So you need to accept that, and you need to start being more understanding of other people and their lives, the choices that they are making from their own perspectives. Start to become a listener. Start to understand, what is my friend going through? What is my partner going through? What has my parent been through? What is shaping their life? Independent of me, or maybe you are playing a part in it. However, you are not the entire story. You need to give them room to express to you what it is they're thinking and what it is they're feeling, and not just seeing people's decisions, especially their bad behavior, as a reflection on yourself. I know it's easy to say, you don't treat me right because you don't respect me, but sometimes people aren't treating you right because they are going through their own situation. They haven't healed. They have been hurt. They may weaponize certain things or behave certain ways in order to protect themselves based on what it is that they have been through before you even came into their life, before you became their friend or their partner, or before you even became their daughter. People are experiencing things constantly that shape the way they think about life and the way they think they need to protect themselves or navigate through this world. And if you are not compassionate towards that fact, you will push everybody away because you don't realize that their dysfunction isn't because they don't love you, but because they're trying to figure out how to love themselves. They're trying to figure out how to heal themselves. They're trying to work out their own journeys with God. They're trying to fight their own thoughts and fight their own demons. And yes, you should remove yourself if you're continuously on the receiving end of bad behavior. However, take time to understand what it is that's going on. And yes, you can then decide your proximity to the situation once you get the full picture. And maybe you might not even get the full picture, but be aware of the fact that there is a picture there. You're only a small part of it. Because let's think about it. If you haven't shown up for a friend or shown up for your partner in the way that you know you should have, if you have failed at something, you oftentimes can understand the fact that it was because of several different reasons. Maybe you were just having a bad day. Maybe you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Maybe somebody had just said something to you that broke your heart. Maybe your parents had said something to you that made you extremely uncomfortable. Maybe you had a flashback to your own past trauma, and now somebody comes to you with a new situation, with a new stimuli. They may even ask you a question, and your reaction is based off of your past. Your reaction is based off of your past experiences. It has nothing to do with them. For example, if you're a barista at Starbucks, you interact with thousands of people every day, and those people interact with you different, not based off of the fact that they like you or dislike you. In fact, they feel extremely indifferent about you. They just want to get their coffee. However, they may be on the phone having a really stressful work meeting. They may have just got really bad news. They may be late to a meeting. They may be stressed because their baby was crying and kept them up all night. It has nothing to do with you. It doesn't even have anything to do with the coffee. It's the fact that this person has a whole life going on, and you're just a minor part of that. And some of us play minor or major roles in other people's lives. However, we are supporting roles in their life. We need to give them room to explain their story and have that empathy and that compassion to be able to see things from their perspective rather than centering ourselves in other people's lives. Because sis, it's not all about you. Number 3, you haven't healed from your past. Now, the journey of healing is definitely a long one, and it is one that constantly needs work. We've all been through things which shape the way we treat the people in our lives. A lot of us may be extremely defensive and we don't let anybody in. We have trust issues, or some of us may have learned to just be on the offensive and weaponize our words and our actions towards people in an effort to exert power that we may have felt we have lost. All of this comes down to our past. And if you haven't learned to work through your past experiences, your past rejections, your past pains, traumas, if you haven't learned yourself in the way your past is affecting your present, you're going to treat everybody according to those remnants of pain that still exist within you. We live in a generation that has kind of glamorized dysfunctional relationships. However, over here, we want to have healthy, thriving friendships, sisterhood, community engagements, and relationships. And that comes down to us healing from the things that have happened to us in our past that may have warped or shaped the way we view people and we view relationships in general. For example, if you have had negative experiences with female friends in the past, you may treat every woman who may try and get close to you as a possible threat or just like somebody who will betray you. But the thing is, this person is not that person. You need to give them an opportunity to show you who they truly are, not making them walk the path or fit into the mold of the people who have left your life. They are not them. That man you're dating now is not your dad. He's not your ex. That girl who's trying to be your friend is not that girl who bullied you. You need to give people the room to be who they are, but sometimes that lens can be so hard to let go of because we haven't healed. And so going through that process of healing, going through that process of identifying why you are triggered by this, why you feel this way towards certain categories of people is really important. Revisit the things that you have learned through your experiences. Really inspect and take a good log of your life, your perspective, your thoughts, and your attitudes towards the things that come into your life, because it's easy to chase people away because you think they're someone else, when actually they're a new thing and they're a good thing. A really helpful way to be able to do this is through therapy. Having somebody who can help you walk through your experiences and your behavior and your attitude and help you identify things that you may have normalized can be really helpful in your journey of healing. It's a long-term thing, but it's definitely something that has helped me. It has helped Renee, and it has helped so many of the sisters in our community. We actually have a link for you down in the description to be able to start your therapy journey today using BetterHelp. I personally use BetterHelp, and it's great because it offers accessible and affordable therapy and access to professional and licensed therapists all online. It's all done virtually, and you can click the link in the description or head to betterhelp.com/2mysisters to be able to get 10% off your therapy journey. So definitely definitely check that out. BetterHelp is very affordable and probably is cheaper than you think therapy will actually cost you. However, if you can't afford therapy, that shouldn't hold you back from going on your healing journey. Get some friends around you, jump into a community, get some mentors, get some sisters, get a pastor, get somebody around you who can help you walk out what it is that you are feeling and your behaviors and your feelings towards certain people and certain things that have happened to you. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable with yourself and realize that you going on this journey of healing is a journey, it is a process. It's going to take time. So be patient with yourself and give yourself the room to walk this out. You've got this, sis. If you are looking for community, then this could be your first step. Hit that subscribe button. Definitely like this video if it has helped you, and leave a comment down below if any of this has resonated with you. Definitely share it with another sister who may actually need it. But we are here to help you, so definitely leave any video requests that you have down below. Give us some ideas of what we could have over here on TMS Plus. We will talk to you very soon, and as always, keep glowing and growing.